Good morning, students. So, today we will discuss our new chapter in physics, that is energy. So, first of all, let's see the contents that we are going to cover in this chapter. So, these are the contents that we are going to cover. We will see what is the meaning of energy, then we will see what are the various forms of energy like chemical energy, sound energy, light energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, and so on. Then we will discuss in detail the mechanical energy, that is its types, kinetic energy and potential energy. Then we will discuss the interconversion of energy, and in the last we will discuss law of conservation of the energy. So these topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. So let's start with the very first and very common topic that you have already studied many times now. So first of all, what is energy? So energy is needed to carry out daily utilities. It is also needed by the machine to do their functions. That we already knew that we need some energy to carry out some work. So a very famous definition of energy that you have studied many times, energy is defined as capacity to do work. Now, whatever amount of energy is possessed by the body is the amount of the work it can do when that energy is released. So if you put the fuel in your bike, then with the help of the energy generated by the burning of the fuel, the bike is going to do some work. Energy can neither be created nor can be destroyed, that we already knew. When the one form of energy is converted into the another form, like like in case of the fan, in that case the electrical energy that has been supplied to the fan is converted into the mechanical energy. The SI unit of energy is same as that of work, which is joule. Now let's define what is the meaning of 1 joule. If I said a body is possessing an energy of 1 joule, that means if 1 Newton of force moves the body by a distance of 1 meter in the direction of the force, in that case we say that work done by the body is equals to, or energy possessed by the body is equals to 1 joule. So you can see 1 joule is a very small quantity, because 1 Newton force is approximately 100 grams of the weight if you move by a distance of 1 meter. In that case you will do the 1 joule of work, or you can say that body possesses the energy of 1 joule. So different forms of energy that we will discuss in this chapter. First is very important one, that is mechanical energy. So mechanical energy has two of its type, kinetic energy as well as potential energy. Then we will discuss gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. Next we will discuss about sound energy, light energy, electrical energy. Then we will discuss heat energy, chemical or fuel energy, magnetic energy, nuclear energy or atomic energy. So these forms of energy we will discuss today. Okay, so various forms of energy that you are familiar with in your daily life. You can see in this photograph that electrical energy is provided, and that energy is converted into the heat energy or light energy. Then nuclear fission reaction, due to which you are getting the nuclear energy. Then this apple is having some potential energy, and when it is fall from the tree it possesses the kinetic energy. Then chemical energy, thermal energy, magnetic energy, and so on. So first of all we will discuss the mechanical energy. So a mechanical energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or of motion. We knew that a body is having two type of state, either the body will be in the rest or body will be in the motion. So during that state the energy possessed by the body is known as the mechanical energy. Due to the energy, body can move horizontally, vertically, or in both the directions. Example, a rolling ball on the ground moves horizontally, a ball thrown upwards moves vertically, and the javelin throws in the air, which is making a curvilinear path. In that case, it is moves in the air horizontally as well as vertically. Now, mechanical energy is of two types. Basically, the first type is kinetic energy and another one is potential energy. And according to law of conservation of energy, total mechanical energy of the body is equals to sum of its kinetic and potential energy, and this sum always remains constant as soon as the process is taking place. So this we will discuss later in this chapter in law of conservation of energy. So first form of mechanical energy, that is kinetic energy. As the word is itself saying kinetic, that means the body which possesses the motion is having the kinetic energy. So the energy possessed by the body by virtue of its state of motion is known as kinetic energy. It is denoted by capital K, for example, a swinging pendulum, or running water, and moving air. Like this you can see in this few photographs. So these are the few examples of kinetic energy. Then kinetic energy of the body depends upon mass and speed. More is the mass, more is the kinetic energy of the body. For example, if you compare the kinetic energy of a truck or a moving bicycle at the same speed, in that case kinetic energy of the truck will be more than the kinetic energy of the bicycle. Second, kinetic energy depends upon the speed of the body. So if the speed of the body is more, in that case kinetic energy is also more, because kinetic energy is directly proportional to the square of the speed of the body. You can see in this expression kinetic energy is equals to half mv square, and like all the forms of energy, its units also will be joule. Next comes the potential energy. It is the energy possessed by the body by virtue of its state of its specific position or changed configuration. For example, it is denoted by U, and potential energy of the body depends on mass of the body, acceleration due to gravity, and height of the body with respect to the ground. That is why potential energy is equals to m into g into h. For example, if a stone kept at some height has the potential energy because of its position at that height, and when this stone falls on the nail fixed on the piece of wood, the nail sinks into the wood because its potential energy has been converted into the kinetic energy of the stone, and this energy is transferred to the nail. So this is known as the potential energy. Due to this potential energy, this is due to this conversion of potential energy, it is doing some work, and hence this nail is sinks into the wood. So body has potential energy of two types. First is gravitational potential energy, that is due to the height, and second one is elastic potential energy, that is due to the configuration of the body. So first one is gravitational potential energy. It is the potential energy possessed by a body due to its position relative to the center of the earth, and it is known as, that is why it is known as gravitational potential energy. So larger the distance of the body from the center of the earth, the greater is its potential energy, or we can say the height at which an object is kept. If that height is greater, in that case potential energy of that object is greater. Next comes elastic potential energy. It is the potential energy possessed by the body due to the change in its configuration, and it is equal to amount of work done in deforming the body or in changing the configuration of the body. For example, when a watch is wounded, you must have seen these type of watches, but nowadays they are not used. In that case, a spring is been there, and when the watch is wounded, the spring is stored in, the energy is stored into its spring, such that watch works for few hours with this energy. So as soon as this spring starts to unfold, the watch keep on working, and the reason for the working of the clock is the potential energy which was stored in the spring and which is converted into the kinetic energy of the hands of the clock. Next, another very familiar one, sound energy. So a vibrating body possesses sound energy. Vibrating means whenever a body is displaced from its position, from its mean position, and it's perform a to and fro motion about the mean position. In that case, it is known as the vibration. For example, this is a very familiar. Say if you put a scale here and if you just displace it from its mean position, it is mean position, then it starts vibrating and definitely it is going to produce some sound. Guitar, that you must be knowing, whenever you displace the strings of the guitar, in that case they are producing the sound which is due to the displacement or vibration of its string. It reaches our ear membrane and makes the membrane vibrate so that we hear the sound of the vibrating body. So whatever sound we are able to hear, that is due to the vibration of our ear membrane that is present inside our ear, containing the three bones, like this. Now the most important thing is our human ears cannot recognize all the sounds of frequencies. It can only recognize sounds of frequency in the range of 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz, or we can say 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. This range of frequency is called audible sound, and the frequency which is below this 20 Hz, that frequency is known as infrasonic frequency, and which is audible to the animals such as dogs and snakes. And the frequency more than 20 kilohertz is known as ultrasonic frequency, which is audible to the bats, due to which they are moving into their path. Next form is light energy, that you already been familiar with. It is the form of energy which helps other object to be seen. Energy of light cannot be seen, but we can feel its effect. For example, the sunlight, the most common example that you every day you must be watching. During the daytime, due to the sunlight, we are able to see the things which are present around us. Sun is the natural source of light energy, and moon reflects light from the sun. So other sources of light energy are fire, candle, lasers, tube lights, bulbs, etc. So these are the few sources of the light which provides us with the light energy. Next, electrical energy. When two dry bodies are rubbed together, they get charged due to movement of free electrons from one body to another. Okay, you must have done some sort of things like this whenever your hairs are dry, and you suppose you rub a comb on your dry hairs, or you rub a ruler on your dry hairs, then you put a bits of paper on somewhere, then those bits of paper are attracted by the comb or by the ruler. That is due to the presence of the free electrons, and due to their movement of free electrons, they have been charged. For example, this you must have done many times. Electric cell is a source of electrical energy. It is also created through the flow of charge in a conductor. So like this, you must be familiar with this electric cell. You must have seen the remote in your mobile also. Battery is there, which is used to provide the electrical energy to your cell phone. In battery, what is going on? The chemical energy in the form of charged particles called electron move through the wire. So this is the battery, and chemical energy in the form of charged particles. So charged particles move from here to there, and due to this presence of this circuit, this bulb is glowing, which is due to the movement of electrons. SI unit of electrical energy is joule. Next is heat energy. It is the energy that is transferred between a system and its surrounding. For example, suppose if you burn the coal, or you burn the wood, or you burn the gas, then you must have feel some sort of energy which is increasing the temperature of your surroundings, or maybe your body. That energy is the heat energy. We receive heat energy on earth directly from the sun, and steam possesses So we receive heat energy on the earth directly from the sun, and steam possesses that heat energy and has the capacity to do the work. For example, in the steam engine, the heat energy of the steam is used to run the engine. So you can see in this photo a continuous transfer of light and heat is going on from the surface of the sun to the earth. Next is chemical or fuel energy. The energy possessed by fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum and natural gas is called chemical energy or fuel energy. For example, whenever you burn the coal, in that case the chemical energy which is present inside the coal, and that energy is converted into the heat energy. So this is the transfer of the energy from chemical energy to the heat or light energy. One more form of chemical energy, like you can see this cylinder that you must have seen at your home. In that case also, the gas which is filled inside the cylinder possesses the chemical energy. The food that we eat has chemical energy, a battery has chemical energy stored in it, and so on. So many examples of chemical energy are there. In photosynthesis also chemical energy is being stored as in the form of food. So these are the examples of the chemical energy. Next is magnetic energy. The energy possessed by the magnet due to which it can attract iron filings is called magnetic energy. So about this magnet you all must have been familiar. Whenever you put a magnetic substance near to the magnet, in that case it is automatically get attracted towards the magnet. So this is the energy possessed by that magnet due to which it is attracting the iron fillings. Now many examples and many applications of magnetic energy are there. For example, a very important one, electromagnet. So electromagnet has a magnetic energy, and in the factories the iron scrap is separated from the heap of waste by using the big electromagnets. So electromagnet basically is a magnet which is formed whenever you wound a copper wire on the surface of the surface of the iron rod. In that case, whenever you start the electricity in that wire, that rod becomes the magnet, and that magnet is known as the electromagnet. And due to this electromagnet possesses the magnetic energy, it can perform these type of functions as well. Then the future energy that we need actually is the nuclear energy. It is the energy released during the process of nuclear fission and fusion. This energy was discovered in 1903 by Ernest Rutherford, and it is used in atomic reactors to produce electrical energy, as well as in making the atomic bombs that are used for destruction war that was used in Second World War by the America over the Japan. It is also used to generate electricity, and it has in the medical treatment of the disease such as cancer. So gamma rays which are produced in this nuclear fusion reaction is actually used for the treatment of the cancer, and it destroys the cancer cell in the body. Okay, so nuclear fission, in case of the nuclear fission, a big nucleus is splits into the several small nuclei along with the huge amount of energy, and in case of nuclear fusion, small nuclei fuse together and they release energy, and this nuclear fusion reaction is also responsible for the amount of heat which is produced on the surface of the sun. So these are the few uses of the nuclear energy. It can be used to generate the power. It is used in case of the medicine. Then it is used as in the agricultural. Then it can be used for preservation of the food, and then it can be used to stop the environmental pollution. And the type of energy which is generated by nuclear fuel is actually the clean form of energy, where there is no generation of the smoke or any harmful pollutant except the radioactive material which is being used. Nothing harmful has been generated during the nuclear energy. So next is transformation of energy, and these are the following transformation of energy that you have been familiar about, and these transformation of energy we will discuss in the next week. Till for now, it's thank you.